Hello and welcome to the second series of Member Spotlight of MentorMyBoard, wherein today we have with us our member, Mr. Sandeep Budhrani, who is recently appointed as an independent director in Dinesh Engineers Limited. He is an entrepreneur, a partner in Ashwini Worldwide LLP in Pune, India, and Yantra Equipment Trading FZC in UAE. He is a mentor and an advisor to NGO Environ Foundation, an expert consultant to companies wishing to establish their base in UAE. A techno-commercial management professional, Mr. Budhrani has 3 decades of rich experience, out of which more than 2 decades has been spent in Gulf. Mr. Budhrani has worked both in MNCs and local UAE companies and has exposure with manufacturing as well as distribution companies. He has even successfully ran a new Middle East operations as profit center, and apart from this, he has exposure of multiple products and services catering to construction, power, oil and gas, facilities management, hospitality sector, and he has also supplied to contractors, panel builders and channel partners. Mr. Budhrani is passionate about lifelong learning. He is a graduate in electronic engineering MBA in marketing and currently pursuing law as a second-year student in AAK New Law Academy, a well-known college affiliated to University of Pune. He updates his certifications, activities, publications, etc. regularly on his website as well, which is www.budhrani.com. He believes a lot in giving back to the society. As such, he is much involved in various social service activities. He's an area in charge in Police Mitra Sangatna, an NGO whose objective is to provide support to the police during situations of emergencies, as well as help families of police in emergencies. Apart from this, as part of Save India Family, another NGO, he provides free counseling to litigants with an attempt to save the litigant families. Also currently looking forward as a role in arbitrator in his first assignment in arbitration. So welcome, Mr. Sandeep, to this Member Spotlight series in the second stage, and thank you for joining us here.
Thanks, Neha.
So can we start with having your experience and sharing your current career path with us and the professional journey that you have had in the 3 decades of your experience?
Sure. So basically, I hail from Pune city, which is also known as the Oxford of the East. I graduated in Industrial Electronics Engineering from Bharati Vidyapeeth's College of Engineering back in 1992. And during that time, the college was affiliated to Pune University, and it is actually now it's a deemed university, a university on its own. Thereafter, I left for UAE since in 1992, just after I completed my engineering. And since then, I was there for almost a good 25 years. And now I'm back in India since 2016, although I am regularly traveling to Dubai for business.
Oh, amazing. So 25 years is a very long period. And where were you in Dubai itself, or you have been residing all around Gulf?
No. Although I was stationed in Dubai, but I have been regularly traveling to the Gulf. The GCC, basically known as 6 countries, the Qatar, Kuwait, Oman and all that, and so on. But I must tell you, as they say, that there is no place like home. So whenever although I used to travel regularly to the Gulf countries, I would also always consider Dubai as my second home for those 25 years. And even today, I still consider Dubai as my second home.
That's amazing. What kind of positions were you involved in, and what was your job profile out there?
My first job was with Haji Commercial Establishment, a part of Haji Ali Haji Group of Bahrain, with their subsidiary in Dubai. Thereafter, I have been working in sales, marketing, business development, general management positions in various multinational companies operating out of Dubai, from marketing executive to assistant sales director to divisional manager. I got the opportunity to grow professionally in the Gulf.
Oh, amazing. And what kind of products did you deal with, and what all industries you were associated with?
Yeah, the products which I dealt were various products, but they were not limited to like electrical, mechanical, instrumentation, electronics, home automation, industrial automation, IT products, etc. I had a vast experience of dealing in multiple products, and I was also exposed to multiple industries, which includes again, but not limited to engineering, power, construction, oil and gas, IT, facilities management, hospitality, and so on.
Oh, amazing. And what are the things that you liked best when you were in Gulf?
Yeah, but before I reply to your other question, I also would like to mention that the products, again, services, I used to sell through channel partners. I used to sell through panel builders, contractors. Again, there are within contractors, you have the EPCs, you have industrial, MEP, and so on. And replying to your other question, what I used to like best, basically, I have been really amazed to see UAE growing from simply a pearl diving town to a rich and proper Dubai as a rich and proper emirate, prosperous emirate. That not just any one city in the world, but even countries would be envious of. And I would, if you were to ask me, what would I credit that to? Basically, that would be two main factors. One is the vision of the former ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, because of which, like, Dubai is where we stand it today, or at least a few years ago. And the second factor would be the extraordinary governance of the current ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Is not only the ruler of Dubai, but he's also the vice president of the country and also the prime minister of UAE. And most important, Neha, is the ruler of Dubai. He recently issued 8 important principles of governance, and some of them are: union is the foundation. So as you know, Dubai is an emirate, but it is a part of the country which is called UAE, and together united they are a foundation, and Dubai is an integral part of the UAE and a pillar of that federation. The second and more important principle of corporate governance is no one in UAE is above law. So even if he is Sheikh's brother, he will be treated at par with any other citizen or even an expatriate. So nobody is above law. This all is, I mean, again, this is self-explanatory though. And the third one is we are a business capital. So that means the government of Dubai does not invest in politics or relies in politics for ensuring any kind of, competitiveness. So they don't believe in politics, unlike many other countries. Then another most important foundation or principle of governance is basically 3 factors drive the growth of UAE. Dubai's growth is, the country's growth is driven by the growth of the Emirates, and Dubai's growth is driven by a credible, resilient, and excellent government that we all know, an active, fair, and open private sector that also most of us know, and a very strong relationship between public and government owned flagship companies that compete globally. I must say, Neha, our leaders too should take a clue from UAE and other countries that have reached their peak, their zenith in a short period, mainly due to corporate governance.
This is an amazing experience that you've shared about Dubai. So yours has been an inspirational case, not only to other members of MentorMyBoard, but even to us as, the founders of MentorMyBoard. You have also recently been appointed as an independent director with Dinesh Engineering Limited. And how do you feel about this experience? And also, can you share how your experience has been with MentorMyBoard?
Well, you really feel nice that you are in such a very responsible position. Also, I'm very happy knowing that I can make valuable contribution to the board and also guide the management and the KMP in the best possible way. And as far as my experience with MMB is concerned, MentorMyBoard, it's been, just in one word, I can say, fantastic. So it's nice to have you, Neha, and Divya, the founders, around. And I also would like to add the moment I met Ms. Divya Momaya, and I was introduced to MentorMyBoard, I had no doubt about her passion in helping aspiring directors and other members for achieving the goals. And I was proud to say that I was among the first to be a paid member of the platform and attend regularly monthly directors meetings and roundtable meetings. And you can see the result. As they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Yes, very true.
Mock boardroom meetings, which are very similar to our concept in the law. We say we have the moot courts. So that ones, and we also have a networking, which is again, I feel fantastic and is very important. And I would say MentorMyBoard can be considered as the LinkedIn for directors and aspiring directors.
Thank you so much. Not more like a virtual LinkedIn, but even a physical one now, because we have now opened up with the physical sessions as well. So definitely that will add value, I understand.
I'm sure.
Yes. So what is that one key skill that you think as an independent director one should possess?
So Neha, according to me, the key thing for an independent director is basically, as the name suggests, total independence. One must have the guts to call a spade a spade. He should be one person whom the stakeholders should all rely on. And this can happen when he's given total independence in his decision. At times his decision might basically protect the interest of minority shareholders. At times it should be basically the promoters or majority shareholders. Basically, he should, I feel personally, he should work totally towards achieving the motto. That means company before anyone else, including self, and he should see what basically is good for the company, then a particular class of stakeholders. That's my opinion.
Wow, amazing. So we have visited your website, your personal website, that is budhrani.com, and are impressed by learning about your certifications, your experiences, and your studies from that website as well. Apart from running a business in 2 countries, appearing in court of litigations, pursuing LLB, advising NGOs, providing legal advice to vulnerable people, providing consultancy to those wishing to export, etc., etc. So with so many feathers on your cap and so many activities which are going on simultaneously, how do you manage your time and utilize the time efficiently?
Okay, that's a tough one, but actually it's very simple. I believe in one thing, basically. Whatever you do, you be fully involved there. Fully involved. Detach yourself with other things, other people, etc. Once you are able to do that, you can manage your time well and achieve your goals. Also, one must be able to compartmentalize the time for various activities. For example, I give free legal advice to vulnerable class, as you rightly said, on phone. But that time is fixed. I tell people to call me only between 9 to 10 p.m. Other calls, if it's really very urgent, then I would take, but most of the people know. So I keep that time for legal consultations and otherwise for counseling and all. Mornings, I'm either in the college or studying, or I have some dates in the courts. So basically, this is how the morning and afternoons is scheduled. And then after that, I keep time for my business. And of course, there's family time this way, and during that time, you don't discuss anything else. Like when you are in college, you talk only about college and your classes. You don't talk about anything else, basically about home or about what's going to happen in the evening. So just focus on your studies or have time with your college, your friends. But basically discuss law and discuss college. And so once you develop that ability to focus on one thing at once.
This is amazing. This is a very important takeaway for many of us, and including me as well, that, you got to compartmentalize your time, bucket your time so that you are free for the rest of the time and you can schedule it accordingly. This is a very important one. But being WhatsApp and being, so many social medias in hands, you pretty get disturbed with these bucketing of things and time just passes off.
Whilst I agree, but then again, it's your priority. And believe me, try to do that for a couple of days and then you'll see the difference. That's the only way you can be able to do multiple things within a limited period of time that is allotted to you. We all have 24 hours, as they say.
Very true, very true. Agreed. So what's your advice, or what advice would you like to give to others who want to achieve their goals?
So first and foremost, you be sure, why do you want to achieve your goals?
Wow.
That is very important, because most of the people, they just like, okay, I have to do this, also I have to do that. There's no specific reason. Okay, this like, the first question is, are you really serious? Do you really want to achieve that goal? First of all, make sure what your real goals are. So once that is clear, then you start working on achieving the same. Then some do hard work. Then some would say we do smart work. Some say we do all it. It's in the framework. So whatever way you do, whatever way you work, there is no substitute to work. Mind you, there is really no substitute to work. So whatever way you look at it, you need to work, put in your efforts, and you are sure to get the push one day in the form of the grace. Also, whenever you are achieving anything big or small, always, in my opinion, have an attitude of gratitude. So basically, this does not mean that you should be contented or you should not be ambitious. I'm not saying that. But we many a times take it for granted. So many things we get. So we must acknowledge the abundance, the grace that's been given to us, which many people actually are deprived of. So even Warren Buffett, the world's one of the best investors one would know, and famous billionaire investor, he says, and he confesses that gratitude and sharing success has led to his lifelong lasting fortune.
Wow, amazing. It was really wonderful having a conversation with you. Too many aspects to, say as a key takeaway from the discussion that we had today. And I deeply thank you from my heart for being here with us, sharing your knowledge, your experience in spite of your busy schedules. Thank you so much, and all the best to you for the future.
It's my pleasure too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.